And when the people's vote counts, the governor won't come and say, I made him a governor. It is the people that are supposed to make him a governor. So when I hear this kind of comments, it behoves that the electoral process is in shambles, that people's vote don't count. Nigerians need to understand how things work, and that's why I'm championing and clamoring for electoral reform. Until you guys be able to do proper electoral reform that can guarantee free, fair, and credible election, they will continue to rig people in. People you don't want, they will continue to be the people leading you. The worst will always be the one leading the best. Hello, my people. Welcome to Andy Media TV. This is Trending Stories. A few days ago, I listened to the former governor of Borno State, Ali Modu Sharif, in an interview with Channels TV correspondent, Shehu Okembaloye. And in that interview, there's quite a whole lot of conversation, that went on. But something caught my interest, in that interview, and I felt I need to touch up on that and bring it up so that everyone can look at it and comment on what they think is really happening. All right, so. And I think it's quite important, once in a while, I think, to listen to some of these, conversations, because it helps us to understand, what they are thinking and which direction, they are going. And also we understand what happens in the polity that we don't see, because, in every stage, there's always a back room. And nobody knows what happens in the back room. They only know what happened on stage. All right. So in this kind of conversation, that is where we know what happens backstage. So ride with me on this. But if you are new to this channel, please like and share this video, and also subscribe to my channels and press on the notification bell so that when my next new video drop, you'll be among those to be notified. And the comment section is open for you for your comments. All right, let's ride on. Now, in that interview, Ali Modu Sharif said something when the anchor was asking him about his relationship with the vice president, Kashim Shettima. So he said clearly that I made him a governor, that he was in the bank, and then he was able to pull him out from the bank and made him a commissioner, and then he made him a governor. He made him governor. That is his word. He said, I made him a governor. So that statement touches my heart, that I began to think, what exactly is he saying when he said, I made him a governor? Anyway, let's take a look at that video and hear what he said. I will come back to analyze it. Don't go away.
The president, on his own, picked Senator Kashim Shettima. Yes, you are right. I brought up Senator Kashim Shettima into politics. He was a banker before. He was working in a bank. I spoke to his boss then, Jimobia and Awafele, that I'm going to take him as my commissioner. And I did. And I made him to commissioner of local government, commissioner of finance, commissioner of agriculture. And when opportunity arises as a result of the Boko Haram killing our candidate, of gubernatorial candidate at that period when I was living, I felt among those that were left his better material. So he did not even do primary with anybody like other politicians. So I picked him, and by the special grace of God, he became a governor. He was never a politician. I did it. So Allah used me to make him a governor.
And today he's a vice president.
Today he's a vice president. Thanks to His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So he's a lucky person. I made him...
You're a kingmaker.
I made him a governor. President also picked him and made him a vice president.
Do you regret doing that?
No, I don't have any regret. You see, I've shown... In my political career, I never regretted doing anything. Because in politics, if you expected a payback because you made somebody a commissioner or minister or senator or member, then you are giving yourself a high blood pressure, because do it for God and leave the rest. So I have no regret.
Welcome back. You heard what he said. So when they come out to say, I made him a governor, then you begin to understand that the electoral process is really in shambles. You know why? No governor can make another governor governor. For you to attain any political position, all right, it is the people that are supposed to massively vote for you to become a governor or whatever, a president, a local government chairman, or a councillor or member of House of Assembly or National Assembly. It is the vote of the people that's supposed to count. And when the people's vote counts, the governor won't come and say, I made him a governor. It is the people that are supposed to make him a governor. So when I hear this kind of comments, it behoves that the electoral process is in shambles, that people's vote don't count. That's exactly the conclusion I'm drawing from this. Because I've had it before, like in Lagos State, we already know who makes people governor there. In Lagos State. I think in one of the forums, I've had another person said that if you want to make, I think it's talking to the incumbent governor that will be leaving, by 2027, okay? That if they are leaving and they want to make somebody, a governor, that they should make someone who can be able to deliver, not those who comes and be humble and do all these things. At the end of the day, they will end up backbiting the person that put them there. He made this assertion. I don't want to mention the name, but I think it's when the battle between Wike and Sim Fubara was going on. So they were like, oh, the Fubara that Wike made governor is now coming back to, kind of dishonor him in terms of not listening and doing what he wants him to do. So when I heard that, it means that everyone you can see now being a governor, it means the incumbent, the governor that left is the one who put him there. So the question is this: if people vote counts, will somebody come and say he made the person? No, you can't say you made. You can say you lent your support to him and your political base supported him and he was able to win an election and became governor. That is, becoming a governor is based on the support that you gave to him. That's fair enough. But when you say you made him a governor, it means you single-handedly took him, went to INEC, told them this will be the next governor, and they shortlist his name. And on that day, they announced him. That's exactly the way the whole thing sounds. So, but I think our leaders should be able to listen to their conversation over and over again and see how they put out words over out there and be able to take some corrections, because I don't think is that the statement is good enough for him to say he made it. Yeah, I know he may have spent so much money, he may have done what he did behind the scene with the electoral officers and whatever, and the guy was announced winner. But that's not what you come and rub, in his face, on a public television. So you can say, yeah, that based on your support, he was a governor, and he's the vice president for today. However, I recall, the vice president himself, I recall the other time he was attacking, the former vice president, Atiku Abubakar. There's nothing he didn't say, that time. But they know themselves, they know how they banter, they know how they talk to themselves. That's up to them. But I think there's some certain things that, Nigerians need to understand how things work. And that's why I'm championing and clamoring for electoral reform. Until you guys be able to do proper electoral reform that can guarantee free, fair, and credible election, they will continue to rig people in. People you don't want, they will continue to be the people leading you. The worst will always be the one leading the best. That's what it is. Because when I come and look at, the credentials of most people who have been in political power, you keep wondering what is really going on. That is the point. And that's why you are not seeing development, because they don't care. So they don't have what it takes to deliver democratic dividend. They don't have what it takes to sit down and plan and be able to, put things in the proper perspective so that the result will be showing. Rather, they will use propaganda, to push whatever narrative, they want to push. I recall the other time the, former special assistant to the president of media, Garba Shehu, when Buhari was sick, he said he has to, generate the rat in Aso Rock, message and pushed it to divert people's attention from, because everybody had been questioning why is the president still out of the country, he didn't transmit power and all that for over 90-something days. So they created that to divert people's attention so that they start talking about the rat in Aso Rock and forget that the president was sick. So when you look at all these things, you will see the many lies of government, how they deceive people, how they deceive the people they govern by pushing out propagandas and narrative that does not really exist and use it to distract the people. And that's so disheartening, to see. Again, in that interview, when issue of Wike came on board.
I'm not fan of Wike. Wike, you can describe him as his character is a character of a rascal. But you cannot take it away from him that he has changed Abuja. From the time Abuja was created up to this moment, nobody worked like him. So people like me ignore his rascality because he's working. There are ministers that are not working, they are lying to Nigerians. And it is not the president's problem. What we that are seeing the president will try to tell him, I angry when I see some of these things because
the word he used, that Wike may be, a rascal and whatever he called it, but you can't take it from him that he's delivering development in the FCT, and no doubt about that. Wike was a former governor of River State, and he was known as Mr. Project. So when it comes to project, obviously he has to do that because as he now is in control, of the FCT budget, and was able to deliver. At least people can testify, from both parties and from opposition that yes, Wike has also changed the face of the FCT. So that's quite a good one in terms of delivering infrastructural development, but also they continue to build education, because the other time I saw children in FCT protesting with very dark man that school were shut down for months, and teachers are not being paid and stuff like that. So it should also translate those physical infrastructural projects to human capital development project in terms of hospital, schools, and electricity, and what have you. So that the whole stuff can balance properly. So the way he spoke about Wike, but he still gave him his credit that he's doing what he should do in the FCT and all that. So he talked about the issue of security, at that time, that he was saying it that when Boko Haram came on board, that it was because of the porous borders. They just walk in from different border countries, and then they unleash mayhem and they disappear through the same route, and that he was shouting and shouting at that, and people didn't listen. And now that's exactly what is still going on. They come in from the porous borders and unleash mayhem, and they go back. That most of them are not even Nigerians, as the case may be. So all those ones are still there. Whatever he knows, I think he should push the information to the security agencies or the NSA, and they see how this information can help them to nip what is going on in the country in the bud. So I think that's what it is. So Nigerians, they have waited for too long. And if you remember, you recall that even the United States government through their embassy has said it that, they're asking people to be patient, to endure, whereas they in government are living large and enjoying their lives, and things are getting tougher for the people. The embassy, made references of some of the analysis and information that some media houses have put out there. So for them to pick up that message and put it out there, tells you that they too in Nigeria, the ambassadors and this team in Nigeria, they know what it is. They know how things have changed. They know how difficult things has been. So, and that's why they kind of flag that message to draw the attention of the government to know that, hey, your voice may be telling you that things are rosy, whereas things are not. All right. So they are trying to send a message, to the presidency so that they can do more better. So, but I don't know. It's up to them. They don't listen. They don't care. That's what it is. So it's unfortunate that we have leaders who don't care about us. We see how people are being killed on a daily basis, kidnapped from their homes and slaughtered. Look at people in the bushes. So kidnapped, guns on their head, asking them to call their family. So it's gone that bad that security, which is supposed to be the paramount responsibility of government, is lacking, and nobody cares. What are you hearing? They will come on air and tell you that the security has improved. How has it improved, for Christ's sake, when people are dying on a daily basis? So how has it improved? It has not improved anywhere. It's getting worse by the day, because they have retinues of security following them. They have police, they have Modu, they have army, they have civil defense. All these security architects are following each of them, and even their families. But people like us, who has no position in government, who protects us, is just God, nobody else. So for you to even move around is a problem. Even those who are moving around are being harassed by the police. So when you look at this whole scenario, you see that the citizens are not even free in their own country. And that's why you see many people jackpot. Because when you are not safe, what is life? When there's no safety, you need to be safe, to be sane, to think and know what to do. All right? I've not seen anybody in a war zone that is eating spaghetti and all that. Everybody is running, helter-skelter. They can even abandon their families and running to save their life first. So it is what it is. I think Nigerians need to shine their eyes in the next coming elections. Start demanding for electoral reform from the National Assembly, from your state assemblies. Start demanding electoral reform, because that's only what will guarantee you that your vote will count. You can't go there, stand on the queue for hours. At the end of the day, they announce who they want to announce. It doesn't mean anything. And that's what they are trying to do, to discourage people from coming to vote, so that they can just write it as usual and announce their candidate who they want to be there. It happened in 2023, no doubt about that. That server glitched or doesn't glitch, that's a different story of the day. So it happened, and it's going to happen in 2027 if nothing is done. Trust me on that. That's why you can see them beat their chest, telling you that the APC will remain in government in 2027, that the president is the master strategist. That's why they are pushing in ADC to throw the primaries open, so that the people with huge dollars will buy the primaries and become candidates. How is that an election? How is that free and fair? How? How is that a strategy? It's stealing. The person just bring money, steals the position. That's what it is. When people are claiming they made people, it means the electoral process is in shambles. That's my conclusion of it. It means people's vote don't count. So make your vote count by going and demanding for electoral reform. When the electoral reform is amended, I become law that INEC must do the proper thing. Otherwise, they go to jail. Then INEC will wake up. But when they are shielded by the laws, giving them a lot of loopholes, then there's nothing you can do. It is what it is. So guys, I'm gonna leave it here, and whatever is your comment, please kindly put it in the comment section. And if you are new to this channel, please like and share this video, and also subscribe to my channel and click on the notification bell so that when my next new video drops, you'll be among those to be notified. So I'm gonna say to you, thank you for watching this video. I'm gonna see you in my next video. Do have a wonderful day ahead of you. I'm signing out. See you.